Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and coin factory family? Welcome back once more to another crypto live stream. I know it's a bit of a weird one. Of course, the setup looks a bit different as well. I am not currently at home right now, but that being said, I figured that it still be worthwhile getting a stream up right now, considering all that's going on in the markets. We have seen Bitcoin right now, it is floating with the 100k level of support. We can see Ethereum floating with 3.2k, XRP at $2.17. Caspa's come down to 4.3 cents, down 7% on the daily time frame. Every single asset right now is losing their support levels and going down further and further as we are returning to levels we have not seen since, well, it was 2024, effectively, or we have returned and gone lower than where we started 2025 at, which is, crazy to think that we would be back down here. So the purpose of today's stream will be going through some updates. I apologize that my mic goes out at a moment's notice. It's been a bit funny right now. I've ordered a new one, but the purpose of this video, of this stream today, is to just cover some of the key updates from some projects, what's going on in the market right now, my sentiment, and of course, as the title states, a bit of a Q&A as well, so for those who want to ask any questions, just to see my viewpoint on things, be it about a project, about the market, you're welcome to, and I will ask as best as I can. But that being said, family, hopefully you're doing okay during the times of madness and are having a good day so far. We have the guard first, brother, welcome back. Hope you're doing very, very well. Nessie as well, welcome back, bro. Good to have you here as well. Wyatt, as always, yo, Casper is still going. A diamond hands. I still agree. Casper is still a very, very strong, fundamentally sound project, and that actually is something very important that I want to address as well in the stream, which is, let's say the worst case does pan out and we go into a bear cycle right now. The projects that survive are those that have a strong culture, strong community, and good fundamentals that's worth building on. The meme coins are always at risk of completely going under and collapsing. Casper is very fundamentally sound. It is continuing to build the community, is borderline a cult. They'll keep it up. So Casper, for me, corrections are happening and it could definitely go lower, but I would like to believe that it is strong and wouldn't go to zero, which many seem to believe it can do. I am on the definite other side of the fence in that. Welcome back, Dimitar, bro. You're doing very, very well. Casper will melt faces, not ours. I agree. It's only a matter of time and Casper will definitely melt faces. So as we get into the stream and more people tune in, we'll get more into the flow of things right now. Tomorrow I will be probably back on my usual setup, although I'm still in the process of renovating my office space, my ex guest room. So as a result of that, the background's going to be a little bit weird. Give me about a week or two and it should start looking a bit more normal. But as you can see from the market chart, yes, Bitcoin's currently about to hit the 100k level. For me, I think Bitcoin needs to be able to hold above 98k. We are seeing some sources suggest that a 92k Bitcoin is on the horizon, which it very well could be. And just for reference, if Bitcoin was to correct down that far, I wouldn't say that guarantees the end of the bull cycle. It's just, for me, my risk is once it drops below 98k, I'm going to probably start de-risking a little bit, holding a bit more stable coins in preparation for, maybe a reversal coming a little bit later on. I might DCA into some other projects, but I'm not so sure just yet. I'm still not completely convinced. Is the stream still doing okay? It looks like it's frozen on my side. Just double checking real quickly. Error, YouTube is not working. Okay, give me a second. What's going on here? Okay, let me quickly... Is the stream still working? It looks like it's still working on my side of things. It is, it's just being a bit laggy. Okay, well, if the stream quality doesn't work, then I will just again have to end it quite abruptly, and we'll make sure that we'll be streaming from tomorrow as usual. So I apologize again for the for lack of better words, the setup is not ideal right now. Again, I'm not currently at home, so I'm not using the ideal setup that I usually use. Jedi Jason, welcome back, bro. My first face cam stream. Well, that's a blessing. Welcome back, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well. And yeah, you can see the man behind QC, behind Coin Factory. This is me. Not on the best camera, but it works. Welcome back. Oi, oi. Alts can't get any lower, right? Right. I mean, it can. It can. There is some buffer apparently. Okay, well, I apologize for the buffer. Hopefully it smooths itself out. If not, then again, we'll make sure that it will be better for tomorrow. I promise you that much. Alts can definitely go lower right now. Right now, Bitcoin's at 100k. I think if Bitcoin's to lose 98k, the sentiment would shift drastically. It's already in an extreme amount of fear right now. Losing 98k would be quite a disaster event. It definitely can. You can see it come down to 92. Ethereum's at almost 3k again, which equally, we haven't seen that for Ethereum since July, which is also quite a critical zone. And Casper right now, again, losing that 5 cents, losing 4.7 cents. It's coming down quite considerably, down 7.32% on the daily time frame. Casper looks like it's, making new lows right now, and it very well could go down a little bit lower. Right now, the support zones and critical zones for any altcoin right now, be it Casper, be it Cashback, Ondo, whatever, none of them are really going to be respected while we have such a weak market right now. Ethereum's down 10% and it's still going down more, and I think that's based off what's meant to be coming tomorrow as well. Audio is fine. Okay, well, that's good. Buffer's coming through, some buffer, but audio seems to be fine, which is good. It's not Windows 95, oi oi, despite the jokes. No, actually, I'm on a Mac. I'm normally on a Windows 11 computer, and I have my laptop, which is a MacBook. It's actually like only a year or two old, but for some reason it's just acting up right now. It's the first time it's done that. It's just a shame I have to get a new laptop again, which is not ideal at all. We have a question here from Devious Me. Why is Casper always the top 10 in the most read altcoins last week's? I mean, it does feel that way, that Casper is always the most volatile and the most significant one to correct. But I mean, if I'm looking at the market right now, I'm looking at it like Omdo's down 6.5%, Octa's down 13%, Tao's down 16%, which is crazy considering that Tao's meant to have a big upgrade coming through in the next week or two. You've got Virtuals down 9%, so a lot of assets are down quite considerably. Casper's one of the bigger assets to be down so significantly, and I mean the reason why is just due to leverage, manipulation from exchanges, a whole plethora of reasons basically. Just for the couple of times. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know why. I can't exactly attribute as to why, and I apologize. That means the stream quality is going to be terrible, and that's not my intention. So I'm going to see if I can try and figure that out for. I mean, the next stream will be perfectly fine, no doubt about that. The next time I have to use my laptop, which will be probably at the end of the month, hopefully we won't go through this again, because that is not ideal at all. So I figure out how to stop that from happening. But it is not ideal in the slightest right now. I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but yes. Balance is coming. Fed has to start QE now. Wizzy Busy says. I mean, all of the reverse repo and these sort of reserves of the banks, they do suggest that quantitative easing should be starting soon. But right now the Fed has made no indication of that. Right now it's just ending quantitative tightening, which is good. It's a good step towards QE, but the problem is, as anything, there is just so much uncertainty. I mean, look at the markets right now. S&P 500 is down 1.12%. Stock markets are coming down now. Gold's going down. Everything's going down because illegally. If that is the case, then the markets right now are pricing in the loss of this the Supreme Court voting against Trump, and therefore we seeing potentially billions have to be repaid back to the nations that have paid for the tariffs. How it's going to all work out and go down, I have no idea. I don't think anybody really does, but right now the markets are pricing in the worst, and the smart money are really piling on the pressure right now. And also, it doesn't help that we've got a government shutdown as well, because the government shutdown, all the key economic data that we normally look at to determine how strong the markets are, how strong the US economy is, the Fed used this data to determine whether they're going to cut rates or not. It's not coming out. It's not going to come out. The monthly job reports, the unemployment rates, the CPI, the PPI. We got lucky we saw CPI last time. We got very, very lucky. But we may not get it this time, which is something that is going to cause issues, right? The Fed's in the dark, so we don't know what's going on. Now, typically when the Fed is in the dark, they are a bit more dovish, but again, it's a matter of what's going to actually happen. Now, from where I stand right now, we are definitely in a make or break point, a very much limbo. We could see further decreasing in value, market coming down more, Bitcoin losing 98k, could come down to 96, 92k. And again, for me, I don't think that will confirm bear cycle territory, not just yet. I'm not entirely sure what zone I am looking at for bear cycle territory, but for me, losing 98k would make me want to de-risk out of some of my holding some stable coins and preparing for potentially a cold crypto winter. I'm still under the sentiment that we should be seeing bullish nature coming into the markets generally at some point soon, based on many indicators. For one being the money supply. I mean, I made a video on this quite recently and even reposted this. This was one of my premium insights that I've posted to my VIP community 2-3 months back now. And in this, they highlighted that they are not so sure that the bearish predictions for 2026 are justified, because you're seeing global liquidity, so the M2 money supply, it remains plentiful and it's expanding, which it still is. Institutional adoption is still progressing, and demand for treasury companies are remaining strong, which it still is. Which actually my post here touches on that a little bit as well. Actually, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I posted about this. Crypto Quant posted about how the cycle is still bringing in new whales, more corporate treasuries and whatnot. So still looking good, which is again what we want to be seeing right now. And equally, you've got more regulatory frameworks coming through, ETF filings, all these sort of incoming developments and catalysts. Doesn't really, like, you're seeing so much bullish news still coming out, doesn't really seem to spell the end of a crypto cycle. It doesn't feel like that. So according to Signet Bank, and it's not just them, I've checked his documents on stream and more so privately to my VIPs from Bitwise, from SwiftX and many more, that still suggest that we could be seeing a cycle extension of sorts, which I'm still, holding out for. That's again why I'm not de-risking completely. If we go down lower than 98k, I'm just taking some profits or de-risking some of my portfolio, holding some stable coins in preparation for what I believe to be a later reversal, if things do still pan out the way that I think they will. And the reason why I still believe that is, again, one of my premium insights that I showed to my VIPs. So this here is a compliance insights, crypto compliance in focus, regulatory views across the United States, UK, EU, and APAC. This comes from Protiviti. Protiviti, in case you aren't aware, they are a global consulting powerhouse. They advise the Fortune 500 companies on risk, compliance, and technology. So they are, by all means, one of the big boys. And in this document, they state right here, crypto is expected to have an impact on the financial system, and it means its evolution is important to the financial service industry, governments, and regulators. So you've got major consulting firms like Protiviti stating or starting to frame crypto as a critical part of finance and its evolution going forward, that proving that crypto is not some pump and dump, small term, going to go to zero type of thing. No, it's a signal, a green light, beaming signal that this space is going to take over more and more. So what we're seeing right now, considering you'll be seeing many more institutions like, Vanguard, State Street, JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon recently admitted that crypto is not a scam publicly. You're seeing all the big money now starting to actively talk about and adopt crypto. Because of all of this, it could be a case that the smart money are just kind of forcing this sort of market capitulation in a sense. I'm not saying that's a definite, there's definitely manipulation going on. That much I wholeheartedly believe, I'm sure many of us do as well. But what we're seeing right now isn't what we're seeing right now in regards to crypto adoption is a speculation. How the markets are behaving right now, speculative. But what we're seeing right now in terms of adoption is not speculation. It is infrastructure being adopted right now. It's about policies being implemented for crypto. It's about integration of crypto into the global financial system right now. You still have so many bullish catalysts. You're just seeing I guess a shakeout, if you want to phrase it that way. But we have still a lot of significant developments coming through. Now I'm going to come back full circle. I'm going to get some questions real quickly. And again, no one has a true idea exactly of where we're going to go. I do think 98k is definitely on the cards. I think we do lose 100k, honestly. I think we lose 100k Bitcoin over the coming days. We could go to 98, we could down a little bit lower. If we go a little bit lower, I will start de-risking. But for me, I don't think the cycle is over just yet, because we still have a lot of the catalysts and a lot of the adoption coming through that indicates, you know, increased institutional adoption. This could be a shakeout by them to, you know, because it's your smart money. You're not going to top blast, are you? Retail, we follow green candles because most of us are stupid. I like to believe that us in this community are not. We're trying to buy the dips. But most of retail, 99% of them just pump and dump, buy top blast, and then just lose their money. That's why 90% of investors don't make it. They don't know what they're actually looking out for. But when it comes to adoption, when it comes to crypto becoming the new, you know, foundation of the new financial infrastructure, institutions are going to want to get a hold of this. They're going to want to buy it at a discount. That's what we're seeing right now. You know, what we're seeing develop and taking shape right now. When you realize Casper was never it, I mean, you might say that, Sham, but at the moment right now, it's not Casper being bad. Everything's doing badly. I have still zero doubts about Casper, because it's not, Casper's negative price action in its current stage is not because Casper's a bad project. Everything's dumping. We can't expect Casper or any project for that matter to hold up when Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing even more weakness. Bitcoin is down almost 6%, Ethereum's down 10.4%, and Casper's only down like 7.8%. Comparatively, that's doing okay actually, if I'm being honest. There's so much weakness from the biggest assets. It's not a case of Casper being bad, it's not a case of Tibet being bad, Omdu, Sui, nothing. I mean, you've got your winners and losers, of course, and some might do better than others, but it's nothing about these alts being bad. It's about all alts underperforming. Casper been underperforming for a lot longer, definitely, but nothing is underperforming because they are bad per se. It's because right now, at least right now, because the markets are behaving in such a manner that no one really predicted. No one predicted this sort of shakeout or rug or crash, if you will. What we're seeing right now is another crypto crash. I'm not sure if it's right now at the same magnitude as what we saw on October 10th, but it's another big shakeout, no doubt. Jedi Jason, why is Casper melting down again? Because Ethereum's down 10.7%, because Bitcoin is down almost 6%, because the big caps who run these markets are just collapsing, and therefore all alts are down. Virtuals are down almost 10%, Tau 16.5, Sui 8, Octa 13.9, Omdu 7, Zebex 6, Casper's 8.3. Like, everything is crashing right now. And if I'm to hazard a guess, I'm probably predicting there's a number of factors to it. For me, the macro data has been one deciding factor. If you're part of my VIP, you already know this, or if you do your own research, you know this, but one of the so-called forward-looking indicators, so what a lot of economists look at to see how the markets are behaving, they will look at the ISM, PMI, which is kind of an indication of businesses and, you know, their investments into growing their business. And we've been seeing that increase month on month on month, but the PMI that came out yesterday actually was negative, which is the first time we've seen that. And by negative, it's still under 50, which still means it's below average, so it's still bad, but it was going up, and the first time it's actually missed expectations and also missed the previous as well. So as a result of that, it means that businesses are slowing down, which is not good news right now at all. So businesses are slowing down. You got this whole tariff headline drama once again, despite the fact that you apparently got a trade deal with China coming through very soon. I think that's also the reason. You've got a trade deal with China coming through very soon, but if the Supreme Court say Trump's tariffs are illegal, that trade deal is not avoided, basically, no? That's how it works. Or at least that's how it's perceived to work. So people don't care about the trade deal right now of China because they want to see if these tariffs even matter or not. If the Supreme Court say, you know what, it's fine, you might see the market revert quite quickly. But you've got a whole plethora of reasons right now. You've seen Bitcoin right now, it has lost 100k. It hasn't finished the daily underneath 100k, but it's now lost 100k pegging. So you could see it continue coming down in this fashion, which could be a cause for concern. Again, 98k is my bottom level. If it goes below that, I start de-risking. I don't think the cycle's over, and I've explained why, based on documentation like this, other documentation like this, other documentation that I've showcased in the past like this. I've got more saying similar things from Bitwise, from SwiftX, and many other institutions that are all saying, this shift, the restructuring's happening now. The cycle, all the developments and economic data, all these catalysts are still very much prevalent. We are seeing the end of the 4-year crypto cycle in the birth of a new business cycle, which right now, the business cycle is looking a little bit shaky due to so much uncertainty, the government shutdown, but it's still, for me, still has a bit more of a lifeline, a bit more of a life cycle ahead of it still. Again, we'll provide more updates as time goes on. Next question here comes from, where is it? LB? It is, yeah, LB here. No way this is the bear market. I mean, yeah, right now I don't think it's a bear market just yet, no. LB said, I'm going down the ship, I'm playing trumpet like on the Titanic. Yeah, honestly, I feel that. Right, again, I will have a de-risking level, but right now I'm not too worried. I think I need to look into a little bit more into the markets and what level of Bitcoin I would then start being worried at. I mean, if you look at the market right now, Bitcoin is currently down about 20% from all-time highs, and typically before you see that, major move or sorts, you see what, 30% corrections? That's what you see, 30% down. You see quite significant pullbacks. So right now we're only down 20%. So typically before every major, and again, if you look at history, look what happened back here. When Bitcoin was at 109k, you saw 30% pullback to 74k, and then you saw that push upwards. So we may just be seeing next stage of another 30% pullback. If that's the case, therefore, you could see an 88k Bitcoin. And then, that being a support here, you then see that push back up and it goes higher as well. It's just a bit too early to call that right now. But we're seeing a massive pullback. That might be my zone, therefore. I might be looking at 85, 88k Bitcoin before I decide that, okay, bear cycle confirmation might be in. But again, we have to wait and see. I think November might actually end up being quite a sour month for us right now. Started off poorly. I don't see it making a recovery as of just yet, if I'm being blunt, to put it that way. I'm getting more issues with YouTube apparently. Yeah, this PC is just not. I apologize, family. Baby Daddy, welcome back, bro. You're doing very, very well. We are in a serious bear market. I'm not sure about bear market. We're definitely in a lot of FUD right now. Definitely a lot of FUD. Dimitar down, and again down, but buy that dip. I mean, again, do so at your own risk, but you might see the market. Again, market hopefully will reverse, but right now, so much uncertainty. I don't want to give any form of. I'm still under the impression the market can reverse, but again, we'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. Clarity Act stocks market manipulation. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I wish it did, but it doesn't, because think about it. You've got policies and clarity in the stock market, and that's still manipulation there as well. The Clarity Act might reduce some elements of it, but it doesn't stop manipulation at all. It just maybe makes it harder at the very least, but it wouldn't stop it at all. Art Zero, welcome back, bro. How many crashes till Casper actually does something? Even some memes and Dino coins pump, yet Casper only goes down for almost 2 years. I mean, Casper went down early and caused a lot of FUD as a result, of course, and then everything else started dumping and Casper couldn't rally against it, basically. I mean, again, it's hindsight. Maybe Casper could have done well by now if everything was doing well. We don't know. The premise right now being is Casper is coming down because everything's coming down. If Casper had acted like everything else, we wouldn't be saying this. But you think about it this way, most of these altcoins, they're down, what, 60, 70% from all-time highs, if not even a lot more. Casper's now currently down, I think, going on to 80%, which is quite significant, in all honesty. The biggest correction we've seen for Casper ever, I think, 80% callback. Although we've seen Bitcoin do 90 in its early days as well, so potato. But it's tough, While Kaspa's great, fundamentally sound and is great, there's only so much you can ask for an altcoin when the dino coins and leading the markets are manipulating and forcing the price down. Again, saying that Bitcoin's still correcting. Ethereum's down 12%. They're coming down quite heavily right now, family. They're coming down, so Kaspa, you can't expect Kaspa to hold strong. If Ethereum's down 12%, Kaspa should, most altcoins should be down similarly to Ethereum, the leading altcoin indicator. When Kaspa will pump will probably just come down to when the market start pumping as well. Welcome back, Wing Homebridge, you're doing very, very well. No, far from that. All the emotional traders crying, we are at the beginning of an alt season. Hopefully. I hope so. This is how all alt season starts, buy it up. Again, hopefully very, very soon. Welcome, Hanny, who's doing very, very well. Good evening to you too. Are we rich yet? Far from it, next level cash, far from it. But if we do end up seeing that reversal that we're all, praying and hoping for, that my research has suggested that we should be seeing at some point soon, the documentation that I provided my VIPs and much, much more, then, these are discount levels. You can see it that way. But again, it's up to your risk. I'm not a financial advisor. You do your own research, you trade at your own discretion, but it's really, really tough right now. This is like max fear. By far, this is the most fear we've seen in the market. Not even a question. I'm going to quit my job. Yeah, go for it. You're right, nothing has changed for Kaspa, and that's why most won't make it out when they sell to the pressure. It's indicative of any project though. Think about it. Pretty much any project you go into, you're going to see price pullbacks, and it comes down to whether you know what you're holding and whether you don't. Kaspa could come down a lot more from here. It's currently going down to 4 cents, but I have no qualms, no issues with Kaspa at all as a project. Nothing's changed. If anything, they're meant to be releasing some form of they're meant to be releasing the first virtual machine for the Rust VM at some point this week, I think, is what Sompolinsky wants to do with the core dev team. Alongside, you're seeing Igra Labs publish their light paper. You're seeing many developments coming out for Kaspa right now. And you're seeing the big wallet stack up more as well, actually. If I pull up one of the Kaspa posts I had. Here. Wallet 1 again stacks up another 11 million, 12 million Kaspa. And Wallet 8 stacked up 91, almost 92 million Kaspa. That's a significant allocation from these massive wallets. They're still buying despite the dips. Or, I say buying, let me rephrase, they're accumulating. They're either shuffling their portfolio about from other wallets or they're buying it. But either way, you're seeing a lot of it go to the big wallets right now, which is, could be an indication of something coming through. Again, it's tough to say, but the whales seem to be stacking and putting it all into one wallet right now, which is interesting. You're seeing developments like Ledger Live, apparently they're now integrated with Kaspa as well, which is fantastic. Tangent Pay is going to be coming out tomorrow as well, or reveal about it tomorrow, which is also very, very good. So therefore, those who are worried about these centralized exchanges, which are more than welcome to be, especially right now, you can just stay within a cold storage wallet like Tangent. So that could be quite a big deal as well. Igra Labs, they've added 100 more public nodes to run on Flux. So you're seeing more and more nodes added to Kaspa. They wanted to try and reach 1,000 by November 7th, which is a tall task now, with only 2-3 days remaining, and I've not done it myself, so I'm also guilty to that. But you're seeing, again, the adoption of Kaspa going more and more, and that's also not highlighting the fact that these are just public nodes. I would not be surprised if Kaspa easily surpassed 1,000 nodes, but most of them are private. Just public nodes are not as high yet, but either way. Again, you can see the light paper here from Igra Labs, which is, again, I haven't looked through it properly just yet, but I plan to do so in the very near future. From what I gather from their post here, it basically just, again, outlines the modular architecture, so the viaduct, gateway, ATAN nodes, and bridging mechanisms, so the community, NPC, and future ZK, and dual token design, so the ICAS and the Igra token, which, again, is just kind of rundown of what's going to be coming out to Igra soon enough, which is good. And again, this sort of clarity I think we kind of need in the space. So when I look through it, I'll provide more updates, again, when I'm on my normal setup as well. And speaking of smart contracts, you're going to be hearing some of the KF and Yellow Paper contributors actually speak about the VPOG to provide more clarity about it and how it's meant to work, which is also very, very good. And again, I mentioned this already, Son Polinsky and the team are meant to be having a major upgrade this week, ideally, releasing the first version of the Rust-based virtual machine this week, which would be huge if that is how it pans out and how it works. So developments are still progressing for Casper. The market sucks, but that's not Casper being bad. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum showing extreme weakness, extreme fear. That's the smart money dumping on your head because, well, if you think about it in the perspective of what leading consulting and institutional companies like, again, Productivity are saying here, crypto is going to have a significant impact on the financial system. If you're an institution that is late to getting into crypto because you didn't know about getting into it, you didn't trust it, but now you want to get into it, you're not going to want to top blast the markets. Why would you? You want to end up buying in the dips, whether it be natural or forced dips, like we're seeing right now, where the markets are just coming down significantly. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. Tomorrow will be interesting. Whether we see the tariffs voted illegal or not will be interesting. That will definitely have an impact on the market. On the short term, medium to long term, I'm still not too worried. Again, think November could be a lot of pain, even more pain still to come. But I still think going into December, especially into Q1, I think we see some strength again. Right now, that's my sentiment. Of course, not financial advice, and also that sentiment can easily change. There's nothing. The one thing I've been showing a lot in my community as well, based on other documentation that provides my VIPs, is these institutions are saying no one strategy rules them all. You've got to be flexible in this market. Right now, my strategy is 98k Bitcoin. If it goes below that, I'm holding some stables. I'm going to de-risk. If it goes below 85k Bitcoin, then I might actually start taking some profits and just getting out. Maybe. I have to double check that. But at the same time, that can change. Right now, the documentation still suggests we could see a very, very, maybe bullish end to this year, maybe going into 2026. Maybe we see a very long bullish 2026 because we're going into a 5-year business cycle, not a 4-year crypto cycle. Because that's ended. There's so many potential developments, there's so many potential things that could pan out right now. So you can't play to one rule book, to one game. You've got to be adaptable and understand what's happening in the space right now, which, trust me, there's not a lot of that going around right now. That's why I've got my VIP community here, in a place that's trying to provide more clarity to those who are, trying to learn more about the space, to try and generate financial freedom, be it through making money through trades, which right now, of course, volatility is extremely high, so trades are also extremely risky, so you've got to do so at your own risk. But we're doing trades. We had a very, very good start to the week, actually. Already had some very good wins. And then whether it be documentation, premium insights like this sort of stuff here, so we know what the smart money are planning to do. That's also why when this correction happens, while it's a bit of a shock, it's also not, because we're seeing what the smart money is saying. I've published this week alone like maybe 5 or 6 documents to my VIP community, showcasing what these institutions are looking at, from AI to their stance on crypto, which all of it's just saying 2025 foundation year, 2026 bullish year. Whether that means in price action or just adoption, we don't know yet, but they're all saying 2026 is going to be a big, big year. So why would I be worried right now about the price? I could honestly wait another few years if I needed to. I hope not. Obviously, I want to see some make some gains right now, but I could wait. I really could. And that's why, again, if you want to find out more, I'm going to be publishing, I didn't have time to do my executive roundtable this Sunday due to family reasons, which I mentioned at the time, but I will be recording one and uploading it tomorrow. So you want to find out, institutional insights, real-time buy and sell alerts through trading, so much in there, even crypto gems as well, some picks that we're looking at right now. Check out the VIP, links down below in the description. Check out BYDFI as well to get you get a 7-day free trial if you click the link in the description, but also you can get a 1-month free trial if you sign up to BYDFI, follow steps in the free Discord server, and let me know on Discord. Send me a message and I'll give you a 1-month free trial to that as well, as long as I see that you're a part of it. But there's so much coming to the space right now. The markets are coming back down and it can come down further. You've seen right now, in accordance to that zone that I drew out, Bitcoin did actually touch that upper band right now. It's now making a bit of a recovery, which is nice, but Bitcoin did touch that upper band of 99.5k, which is something that I drew out. I kind of anticipated that would be the upper band of resistance or support even, lower band being about bottom of 98k. And then you see where Bitcoin goes from there. We could see more pullbacks. Nothing's guaranteed right now. We've got to remain vigilant, family. Next question comes in from GXRP. Bull run is over. Bitcoin have death cross on monthly MACD is done, mate. Technical analysis is so relative. This is also why I do respect TA and I use it, but you can't use TA for everything. You can't. Because if you use TA for everything, then how do you... TA would have said the market was done on that crypto crash. Because all the sort of data would have suggested so. There's no guarantee. And those who say there is a guarantee right now, I'm sorry, it's not the case. There's no guarantee the cycle's over. There's no guarantee the cycle's still ongoing. We're in a period of uncertainty. Bitcoin may have crossed that line, but has Bitcoin ever crossed that before and come back? That's actually a genuine question because I don't actually know. But when you're looking at what institutions are stating, those who actually run the markets, what they're saying for crypto, what they want for crypto, you know, TA be damned. I have many friends in the financial and investing and crypto landscape, and I have those who are great and survive purely off technical analysis, those who do great and survive purely off fundamentals, and those who do a bit of both. I believe the best investors are those who do both. And the ones that I believe are slightly more successful, honestly, are those who do fundamentals as opposed to just TA. I'm not saying TA is terrible. TA is fine. You know, people make their money through TA, and that's fine. I mean, I'm stuff like RSI. It's a great indicator. Shows you the relative strength index. But the amount of times I've seen RSI being, you know, kaspa being oversold for a long time, but there've been no buys. Again, it's an indicator. It's not a guarantee. You can use it at MACD. It's an indicator. It's not a guarantee. Same thing how the M2 money supply. You know, the global liquidity index, that's meant to have an 80 to 90% correlation to price of Bitcoin right now. It's deviated so far off the path. And, you know, I can't be able to align it right now. It's deviated so far off the path right now. You know, the indicators are all relative. In a period where there's so much uncertainty, indicators have little to no effect. You need to understand why the markets are moving, know the fundamentals, know the macro liquidity, and then go from there. And the macro liquidity is hard because there's government shutdown. What data do you have to go off? Because there's government shutdown. Welcome back, Nathan. Just got my first bag of Cashback and my final bag of kaspa. Don't listen to the FUD. I mean, I've been doing this for some time. Trust me, the FUD has no effect on me anymore. But I appreciate you. Phase does not match voice for real, no cap. I appreciate it, Nadar. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Don't know why, but I am. What are you wearing? You can literally see my cam, brother. I'm wearing a jumper right now because it's freezing in where I'm staying. Captain maybe goes to 3 cents. It could do, Dimitar. Honestly, it really could do. I thought Jay was older. I mean, I'm not young. I've been told I've got quite a young looking face, but I'm not young. I mean, it depends how old you thought I was. I'm in my mid to late 20s, but I've been told I look like I'm in my early 20s. A classic shakeout will liquidate longs, then off to the moon. Very possible, Rizzy. Very possible. November again, down December. I mean, or down member. I mean, yeah, we're seeing max fear, max pain, definitely. But I thought you guys were vets in the game. As soon as people start talking about a bear market, that's when the moon starts saying we're in a bear market. And again, I mean, I've been in crypto for some time. You know, I was here in the last cycle, made my gains through that, made my loss through that, learned from it, came back stronger from it. And what we're seeing right now could very much be a textbook shakeout. But there's no way, it's for me, you know, while I am not a financial advisor, I'm just purely an educator, not even educator, just a content creator, entertainer. It's still irresponsible for me to even say guaranteed shakeout. Again, I'll analyze all possible outcomes. How that we could see Bitcoin come down below 98k, that could be a thing that can cause a lot of alarm bells to start ringing. I can highlight why it's coming down, being the government shutdown, providing a lack of data, being the tariff headlines coming through tomorrow as well. You know, being so many other developments coming through that you can see that while the markets are correcting right now, the negative macro reports, like there's so much that can cause this pullback. We just have to wait and see how it goes. But for me, again, you're looking at what's happened to kaspa, look at this, Omdu, you know, they're now going to be now going to be launching regulated trading for stocks and ETFs in Europe. What Wall Street, what the smart money have been asking and wanting for years now is 24/7 stock market. Ondu is literally going to be launching that in Europe very soon. Like, that's definite proof that crypto's not going to be going anywhere. Whether that means we're going to get a bear cycle or a big pullback from here, that's not a guarantee, but we're seeing crypto still getting more and more. Again, Tau should be having a big update going out today, but again, markets are definitely not performing very, very well, so I'm not sure what the update is right now. The BEC, they're partnered with Zero Hash, and Zero Hash has become the first MiCA-approved stablecoin firm. So you're seeing all of these bullish developments happening right now, it's just the markets are performing badly. The problem is, because investors and traders are just so eyeballing on the price, they ignore all this stuff. They ignore what's going on. This stuff is very big news. They're ignoring it. Because all they see, again, where's the post? Where's the post? Because I had a post that I published. Well, is that post you've seen time and time again, that one also from Signum Bank, where it said that price volatility and regulatory implications dominate the public discourse, but these are surface distractions from what is really going on. To me, this is another textbook scenario of that. It's still important to pay attention about the price. I'm not saying ignore it, of course, and we could definitely go a lot further down from here, but for me, these are just surface distractions from what is actually going on behind the scenes, the integration and the frameworks and foundation of crypto being ingrained into the financial economy. This is what these global leaders are talking about. So yeah, I mean, we're preparing in our VIP community. We're preparing accordingly. We are also making gains through trades as well as doing whatever we can do during the market's corrections, and also DCAing into projects that we think are worthwhile. But again, if things come down a little bit too much, we might start to de-risk a little bit. But I've got my other projects. I spoke about some on the channel, like Casper, Ondu, I think Tau, great shout. Virtual, I think, is also a good shout as well. I've got many more that I'm planning to talk about in the VIP, and I have already spoke about as well, that I think also have a great shout to see a big rally from here if it does come back, based on what they're providing and their fundamentals as well. Next up, Akash says, December, are we still going with the We Are Early lines? I guess I will get a chance to reach one more Casper soon. I mean, yeah. In the sentiment that we do see that Q1 push, which again is still on the cards, then we are still early. Seeing the pullback we're seeing right now, definitely still early. But one more Casper would be fantastic next level, no doubt. ICP cooking, yes, I have been hearing about that. I'm not entirely sure the reason for ICP's move. I can't guarantee why. Besides maybe just manipulation from the inside of it right now. But you can see ICP is currently up 49%, which is pretty insane. Even went up higher earlier as well. ICP seems to be the only asset that's actually rallying. What does that mean for the project? Don't know. I don't know why it's rallying right now. I should probably look into it. I personally don't like ICP. I mean, price be price, right? If you want to make gains, like you could, look at that and go for it. Although be very careful chasing candles. But I don't think ICP is a good project at all. And I've even watched videos from Web2 developers who be trying to build an ICP and equally say it's terrible. They don't want to use it. Like Cityscape, who's now started saying Casper's the next thing he's going to be looking at right now. So I mean, yeah, ICP is doing very well. Price action wise, will it have a lot of longevity? We'll have to wait and see. Has Bitcoin hit the golden pocket? No idea, Morrison. OJ Morrison, I have no idea. Right now, I don't. Again, there's certain indicators that I use. For me, I made a post about it again a long time on my Twitter. For me, when I just look at the market chart, I keep things very simple. Very simple. I look at the price charts. I will look at, I'll look at very, very few indicators. I'll talk about the indicators. I'll use like the Fibber Tracer at times, the M2 money supply at times, RSI. I'll use some other indicators, but most importantly, first and foremost, I just get resistance zones like you see on the screen right now of Bitcoin. So I can see where the price should hopefully find support at and hopefully rebound off. That's all I do. That's the easiest and kind of most surefire thing you can do. And then to find out how far it's going to go down, you find out what the fundamental news is doing to cause the pullbacks. And we've seen how drastic tariff headliners have been on the price of Bitcoin time and time again. Go all the way back to May, back here. So we could be on, again, if if you see the tariffs get not avoided tomorrow by the Supreme Court, you could see another crash in the market tomorrow, honestly. Again, 30% pullback is something that I'm looking at right now. Kaspa falling hardest, like always, as incorrect, Lieutenant. As you look at all the other assets right now, Ethereum's falling more than Kaspa, so that is factually incorrect, but I understand that is just a general sentiment either way. Only crabs, fish, and octopus selling, pretty much. Kaspa 3 cents and I'm crying. Very possible right now, Banana Republic, honestly. So rather than being disrupted the last year, it is getting concentrated in a few well wallets. That is why I said before that distribution happens to the upside, not downside. Sure. Yeah. I mean, again, Kaspa is not the only asset going down today, and it's not doing the worst either. So, Susan Kaspa, I'm buying with all my dry powder. Good to hear, Rizzy. Welcome back, Art Zero. My man Jay. So far, your sources have been wrong. Can you tell me what they're saying now so I can do the opposite? What sources have been wrong? What sources exactly have been wrong? Because my sources here is telling you that is telling, you know, this productivity who advises Fortune 500 companies are saying crypto is going to have a big impact on the financial system. It doesn't mean the price is going to go up immediately. Not at all. It doesn't mean that at all. This one here, this source here, you're not going to see that play out until later on. If this cycle does extend into 2026, which is what they highlight here in Signum Bank, we're still in 2025. So that's not even had a chance to play out just yet. And the other sources I've showcased, all the sources that I showcased have been informing the masses, informing the community, and again my VIPs in regards to what is being developed and coming. So you get an idea of what's being done behind the scenes. You're not just solely focusing on the price. Again, price is a distraction. This is a textbook example of that. It's a distraction for what's happening right now. Price can go down further. But price is not the only thing that's happening. You're seeing developments taking place behind the scenes right now. Cycle is not different, it's just extended by the Fed. I mean, it is different. It's been extended potentially as well, but it is a different cycle. You know, very different. Fair enough, Lieutenant. Hope you're doing very, very well, and see you soon, I guess. I'm generating financial destruction. I mean, fair play all the way. The only thing freaking me out is the amount of tabs you have open. Yeah, I have quite a lot. That's also probably why the PC's lagging a little bit. It's because I have, you know, a fair amount that, I mean, I've gone through all the sources right now actually anyways. It's just the Q&A section now. But yeah, I was just talking about some of this stuff here and then all the other projects here as well. That's what's happening right now. We could all be an outcome member of Kaspa. I mean, that would be crazy. Wing Hong, no doubt about it. Welcome back, Buffalo. You're doing very, very well, brother. The year's not over. Not for a long shot. No way. But there definitely is an extended cycle. I mean, you're seeing increasing speculation and sources that says as much. That's what I've been showing to my VIPs. And if that does come to fruition, then, you know, we were speaking about that back in September. And this was published in September. I showed this to my VIPs back in August, so the month beforehand. So August, September, October, November. So we've been knowing about this for 4 months. We've been knowing about this a lot in advance, that a cycle extension is very, very possible. Again, if it does play out. There's no guarantee about it. We have to wait and see. But if it does play out, then it proves the information that we are looking in and research that we're doing is having an effect and allowing us to position ourselves accordingly, to benefit from what's happening, to look at the market chart, not be emotional, think logically and think, okay, what's happening? Why is it happening? Okay, this is why it's happening. Is this therefore a sign that crypto is going to zero? Information says otherwise. Okay, well then we decide either want to de-risk or we DCA. Once government reopens, we rip. I mean, hopefully, but there's no signs of happening anytime soon right now. There's some sources saying we're not going to get a government reopen until after Thanksgiving right now, which is crazy. We need rate cuts. I mean, I think if rate cuts are, I mean, we've started having rate cuts. I think rate cuts have proven that it's not enough. Rate cuts are not enough. Unless we get a significant cut right now, rate cuts don't do enough because we've got to where we got without rate cuts, and now we're getting rate cuts and we're coming down significantly. So, Mum Danny will save the New York City. Maybe he will. Welcome back, Kryptoni, bro. You're doing very, very well. A and D, brother. And yes, appreciate you. If you enjoy the content, we're doing this stuff daily or almost daily when I can do, despite my very botched setup right now. You can check out the BYDFI affiliate link, sign up to BYDFI down in the description. The free Discord server, you can find out a lot more in there as well. Free of charge, just chill, chat, and speak to people who are equally in the same boat as all of us here, trying to learn more. You got the VIP again, which you can check out for 7-day free trial, for a 1-month free trial through BYDFI if you sign up and follow the steps in the Discord server, which we do provide a lot of information in there in regard to what's happening, keeping you up to date on what's happening right now. And yes, also follow me on Twitter as well. All links are down below in the description. And as you hear that snoring in the background, I apologize, that is the dog. And no, I will not show the dog on stream before anybody asks. Dung Knight, welcome back, bro. What's next? What's next is that I keep buying more Casper. That's some conviction, brother. I love to hear it. I love to hear it indeed. You can never have enough Casper. I agree. Welcome back, Lau. Bro, you're doing very, very well. ICP released Caffeine. You can use AI to build your own decentralized application. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's probably okay. Well, thank you for the information. LB, that also makes sense as to why we are seeing ICP rally therefore, because AI is going to be absolutely huge, no doubt about it. So that's a very, very big update. Doesn't mean ICP is going to be the next big thing. Tough to say. There's a lot of competitors in the AI space, but to put ICP in a stronger position, therefore. So, I mean, maybe it's worth looking into. I will never get into ICP. Maybe that could be my downfall, but I just don't like the project personally. Now in Max Fear, those who wanted to sell have done so by paper hands. Have blisters from how much Casper I have bought today. I appreciate you coming on during a dump. Most influencers high during these times. I mean, yeah, I get that. And I get that and understand why they would do so. Doesn't. You don't want to come on when the times are bad. And trust me, I've been here doing these live streams for over a year. I've only been here through the bad times, actually, which is, you know, getting a bit tiring now, honestly. But I mean, yeah, it's been a long haul, and I've not been able to live stream all the time because of certain situations, be it family, be it circumstance. I've been publishing videos in the time being while I've not been able to do live streams, at least, which has been hopefully informative as well. But it's fine, you know, like, markets suck. Markets suck and have sucked for a long time. And I'll still continuously get the comments about Kath being bad, about my information being incorrect, which is, you know, justified, I believe, to say what you want to believe. I disagree. Maybe that's just me being ignorant, but I disagree. Because, I mean, fundamentally speaking, Kath is still sound, and the information that I provided to my... I mean, I even go through what I have publicized on Twitter in regards to alpha documentation. I mean, this one here, that can't play out just yet. We have to wait and see. If it does play out, then we spoke about that 4 months ago now. In regards to other, I mean, again, there's hundreds of documentation in the VIP we spoke about. This is one of the most recent ones here as well, which is very big in my belief. If we look at other alpha documents, this one here, European Central Bank confirms the digital future, get ready for 2026. So it's talking about happening next year. So we're seeing the digital euro, whether you like the European Central Bank and CBDCs or not, it's by the by. Point being is they're going to be online with digital assets, with kind of blockchain level technology, this sort of new digital age next year. So if that's the case, either maybe they're going to be doing it going into a bear cycle, seeing a whole building phase, or you could see again that trigger being a triggering and catalyst factor to a cycle extension as well. That's ECB there. And again, we won't find that out till next year, so we don't know when that's going to pan out. What other documentation have I published? I don't publish too much again because people are paying for this stuff. This is another one. Oh, no, that's the same one, ECB. Let's find another 2 more, and then I will stop defending myself to Art0. Which is, again, you're welcome to criticize. I think, if anything, good on you for criticizing me, because you're more than right to question whether I know what I'm talking about. This one here from McKinsey Company. I haven't checked the whole document here. It's available on my VIP, where this report, the summary of the report, confirms and validates the need for decentralized infrastructure, which you could argue stuff like Casper therefore, and specialized AI-focused crypto projects, which you could argue therefore like Tau, which can offer the very digital, data-driven, and decentralized solutions that banks are failing to implement and innovate with. So they're talking about, we need these stuff to let us keep up and catch up. That's not come to fruition just yet. So that, again, not going to have any effect on the markets right now, but it's showcasing intent to implement it going forward. And that could also explain why you're seeing the markets correct. They want to be able to get into these cryptos at a low point to make more profits off it. Let's get one or two more quickly. If my PC can handle it, that is. And then I'll get some more questions and then we'll wrap up for today. This one here, KPMG. The next win of the cycle has already been decided. KPMG, one of the big four accounting firms, believes companies solving infrastructure level problems with AI native models are expected to be the next wave of winners. It talks about how, in regards to fintech investing, with the combination of headwinds from political tensions, we're seeing that continuously, from tariffs as well, we're seeing that right now, and trade policies, this has caused a lot of investors to hold back. That's what we're seeing happening right now in real time. The hot areas for investing in fintech have been digital assets, so crypto, and AI. That's what we're looking at in the VIP, these sort of particular markets, you know? And then there was one as well that I looked at, which was off the KDA post, I'm pretty sure. Let me find that one. The KDA post, and then I'll be done defending myself. But again, this is just a sprinkle of just some of the hundreds of premium insights I have for my VIP that tell us, kind of plain and simply, what's coming to the space and when it's going to come, which is not this year. It's going to be next year going forward as well. Where's the KDA post? How long ago was KDA collapse? It was not this recently, it was longer ago, therefore. Yeah, it's a bit further back. Well, let me get some questions real quickly then. Why I don't like ICP. I don't like the idea of unlimited supply. There are some projects, agreeably, that have got in the idea that unlimited supply. But their use cases, and I get a definite future, which I in there, just looking at 3x and then get out. I think strong reaching the X. I've watched today. Kid, they keep behind the bag. I think the thing, definitely not. I hope not. Because they shill garbage. Jay isn't shilling garbage, so he doesn't. So he has no problem coming on here and telling the truth. That's also very true. Thank you very much for that. Actually, yeah, that's also very true. The reason why I can come on during these times is because I mean, Krypton does not like when I do shill stuff. Like I say shill. I don't. When I talk about Cashback and other projects, doesn't like that, understandably, and I understand that and I get that. But I do occasionally talk about other projects besides just Casper. But regardless of that, again, I think the reason why I can come on here and not feel nervous so much so is because one thing that I don't do that pretty much everybody else does is talk price predictions. Everyone wants to hear price predictions, and I get it. But for one, that's a grey area if you're trying to be not a financial advisor, which most content creators are. Price predictions are very, very risky. So that's protection for me. But also two, no one knows where the price is going to go. So what's the point of making a prediction about it? Just adding more heat to yourself. I talk about what's happening fundamentally and working for the project, and then I let you, as your own investor, determine what can that mean for the price. That's also why I'm not worried about the. Oh, here it is. So yeah, this is regarding the crypto culling. You know, the KDA when it collapsed, and you see, this is a post from Rebank, the Real World Asset Practitioner's Guide, where it states here the implications are clear. The winners of the tokenization wave will not be those who merely issue assets, but those who build the rails that make them usable. Infrastructure, standardized issuance frameworks, integrated custody solutions, deep liquidity protocols, atomic settlement, and compliance by design, they are key to unlocking growth. Tokenization is key for you to grow, for you to make wealth. Or the project to grow, therefore the price to go up in the near or in the future to be. So you want to fund infrastructure projects at this point as well. Real world assets, stuff like Cashback's not a bad shout. Omdu, again, looking like they're doing really, really good. Casper, for me, the strongest future infrastructure in this space without a shadow of a doubt. The price is doing terribly right now, not because these projects are bad, because Bitcoin and Ethereum, the market leaders, where all the institutions are invested into, they're coming down. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the price can go down further from here. But at the same time, this is exactly why every time the price comes down, I do more research. I want to understand why it's happening, and also should I be concerned about it. And all my research has told me, we may come down further from here. We may be in a sort of early bear cycle signal, maybe a short one, maybe. We have to wait and see where the price goes to and the certain levels that we're looking at right now. But the institutional documentation, the Alpha Premium insights that I show to my VIPs, and even occasionally on streams, say this is not the end, not by a long shot. There's so much more coming to the space. So much more that we have to take into account to keep a close eye on. This cycle could extend. If it does happen, then I mean that would validate everything I've been saying for months now, which would be fantastic. Love to be right for once. ICP dumped the fire of a project. Hopefully, I mean, I say hopefully not. Those who invested into it, I hope they don't lose money, but I have no belief in that project at all. People in the tokens, I mean, yeah, you've got to do that to try and make it somewhat deflationary, but it doesn't matter with infinite supply. It's just basically fiat with a new digital brand on it. Miner still mining, no sweat. Love to hear that, Falco, but keep going. Lieutenant says, I can still see the stupid smile on Jerry Benzel now thinking the update is going to make ICP replace Bitcoin. Yeah, that'll be something. That will be something. Damn, he's snoring like crazy. I'm not sure you guys can hear that or not. Missed most of the stream getting my hopefully do very, very well, but I apologize if the stream's a little bit laggy. I'm not on my usual setup, as you can see, but I will be back on that tomorrow. So stream tomorrow will be usual. Tomorrow's going to be a very, very busy day because I also make my VIP videos as well. Bitcoin recovering. It's doing a bit better right now after touching that support, which I highlighted at the beginning of the stream. And this is the same chart that I showed to my VIPs. When was it? I think it was yesterday or the day before. That's the zones I'm looking out for right now. So it's managed to rebound 99,500, and it's now making a bit of recovery. Liquidating some of those positions. From here, I have to wait and see. Again, it depends. For me, I think it's going to be wholehearted depending on what happens tomorrow. November 4th will be the day of the flash crash 2.0. I mean, something like that. It's been a lot of crashes right now. It's been a long, long haul. Do you think the new Sompolinsky profile picture and background pic hinting at something? No. I think, which is what Johnny said, and I do agree with it, I think the new profile picture is an indication that Sompolinsky might be getting more actively involved in the Twitter space, which is good because we need more of the technical people on Kaspa being able to communicate what is happening. Now, of course, I'm not going to understand what Sompolinsky says half the time. That's the benefit of having someone like Shai who did understand the technical expertise and could translate that into a bit more of the normie talk. But somebody changing a profile picture could be an indication that he's getting more involved into Twitter, and therefore he'll be part of more discussions, technical discussions, talking about what's building on Kaspa right now, which is the clarity we really want and need, honestly. Welcome back. You're doing very, very well. Could the market be delayed further? Potentially. Again, my sources say it's still possible. We have to wait and see, but it could potentially happen. We have to wait and see. I'm not against it right now. You don't need to do yourself, and the noobs, they always get emotional during poor price action and look for someone else to blame. They don't have the strength for the market. I don't think Art is an emotional individual. I think he was partly joking by all. And I know Meta, Facebook have some lawsuit going on, or just finished a lawsuit. I think right now all these social media platforms are cracking down quite heavily on content, which is also why when I do my content, I give my general views on the market, and I don't do my predictions. because I talk when I'm talking about what I'm looking into, I'll talk about what I am buying. That way, it has no implication of saying, you know, what you lot are doing, and I also don't do predictions, so therefore, there's nothing's misleading. I try to cover my bases. Thank you very much again, Wing Hong, for that. I appreciate it very, very much. I actually appreciate the work and dedication you put into this and showing up during the red, unlike others. I appreciate it very much, Lieutenant. Thank you very much. I try. I'm not perfect. I'm full of many flaws, but I try. I speak too quickly, but I try. And it's funny how I start, you know, all on joking side of things. I hope it's a joke. Hopefully it's safe a joke. But started streaming October 1st. Capital went down from then. Face cam, capital went down further. So maybe I need to just leave YouTube for a bit, honestly. I hope that's not a real... If that becomes a thing, though, I will cry, actually. But I'll still be trying to provide some form of context, information, clarity to those who need it. And, of course, do my bit to shill the extra information and premium insights that I provide in more detail. You know, if I look at the Discord right now, we can see some of the P&Ls that we did cover recently. Had a very, very good start to the week as well, which is fantastic. That happened yesterday. And I posted this in my VIP earlier as well, just talking about, you know, what's happening, why it's happening, all that sort of stuff as well. You can find out a lot more, you know, we've got a lot more information in here as well. You can find out in there. 7-day free trial, or if you sign up to BYDFI, follow steps in this channel here. You can get a 1-month free trial as well. If you do so, just send me a message on Discord and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But you can find out a lot more insights in there and hopefully help become more of a logical thinker, if you want to put it that way, I guess. But hopefully not feel as hard done by during hard times like these. The only indicator for kaspa really having bottomed is when it starts to move against Bitcoin to the ups. That's not a bad perspective, honestly, Lieutenant, and I will care to agree as well. Didn't you hear about CG's? Yeah, I did hear about. Didn't hear about his YouTube. Yeah, basically, he posted it on. Okay, I'm not going to show it on stream actually because I don't know if it'll get me in trouble or not. It's posted in my Discord community already, so you can find it in the Discord community as well, or just go on CG's Twitter and you'll find it then. But he basically got banned. US dollar is becoming more scarce from the government shutdown. We are still paying taxes, but no bills are being paid. So the treasury account is over 1 trillion for the first time since 2021, making the dollar more scarce and increasing its value against assets. Again, also a reason why the markets are coming down right now, because the dollar's gaining more strength. Dollar's gaining strength. That's not good for risk off, or for risk on even. It's not good for risk on at all. You want to see risk on. Well, actually, no, it is actually better for risk on. Tell a lie. It's better for risk on actually. If the dollar's showing more strength, you see it more going to risk on. But right now we're seeing a debasement going on, and that's also why crypto being perceived as the next big thing for the debasement. Damn. You'll see crypto end up rising up because of that. But Mike rugged. I just see the mic rugged. Okay, no, it's still here, thankfully. But I have been having mic problems, so I'm surprised I've gone through a whole stream without any mic problems. That's quite a reassuring thing. It's short-term pain, family. Honestly, I still think we're still okay right now. But again, I provide updates as frequently as I can do to give any clarity on what's happening right now. No way Trump's paying back the tariff money. I mean, I doubt it. We'll have to see what happens, really. I just want capital to pump, so I don't see crypto mindsets smiling about capital dumping. I mean, it would be kind of nice to be able to just say like, oh yeah, I knew or I said so type of thing. To those who've been funding capital for a long, long time, while it's being justified and being right about it, you know. Frankly, you could have said that about any project right now. If you said pretty much at the beginning of 2025 these projects are going to go down, it's in 2025 all could have come terribly. So it's not just indicative of kaspa, it's everything. Does early fans take kaspa yet? I don't think so, Wing Hong. Hopefully soon though, if you are caring about that. But definitely don't start one, yeah. All the noobs going to be shorting the market. You know what that means? Yeah, it means that the market may flip. But again, tomorrow is going to be a very, very volatile day. If you want to find out more, I provided a bit of a video, hopefully more structured video, on my channel earlier right here. So you can find out more there, so go check that out. Talking about some projects, talking about what's happening and what we can see. Again, some premium insights in there as well, so you can find out more documentation. Again, learn more in the VIP down below. 7-day free trials and free trial a month from BYDFI. But yeah, market is in a very, very fragile position. Do you think the dumpings go over, or do you think we have more room to go? I think we have more room to go right now, Banana. I think Bitcoin, for me, I start de-risking into stablecoins at below 98k. I think if we are seeing a historic repeat, like you saw back here, where you saw a 30% correction, that's quite typical for crypto to go through a 30% correction before a massive rally upwards. That means we could potentially be in for an 88k Bitcoin. You know, potentially. So we could definitely see more room to come down. I'll start de-risking probably around here, just in case we do end up going into a bear, because the retail sentiment would definitely be in the case of we're in November now. This is typically when the cycle peaks. So historically speaking, I don't think we're going to see the cycle peak here. I think we've still got more because altcoins have done nothing. So I think we've still got altcoin cycles to go right now. But it's been tough. I think we have more room to go down. I think it depends on the next few days. I think November's going to probably be quite a sour one now. I'm hoping we'll see a bit more bullish action going into December and Q1 and see where it goes from then. And of course, I'll keep you updated. Again, if you want more insights though, VIP, you'll find out a lot more information in there, and you'll have a bit even, you know, closer insight into what I think is going on right now. You can leverage the free trials as well, so you can find out what I'm thinking for the free for basically the next month or month and a half or so. And then if you think the insights are worth your while, you can then sign up and learn a lot more going forward as well. No way we're heading to a bear market right now. I don't think so either. It's over now. We are going up. I mean, we are seeing Bitcoin starting to make a bit of strength, but again, we have to wait and see. It depends where Bitcoin closes the daily candle. That's what's important. Look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. There's billions about up. There's going to be liquidated. Again, you could just see. I mean, yeah. I think right now you're seeing. I think leverage is terrible right now. Of course, we have been doing it in our VIP. Of course, we had some wins, some losses, but so far it has been mainly wins. But yeah, leveraging right now is crazy. It's how you make money, of course, but it's also how you lose it all very quickly. Leveraging right now is a big risky game. It literally all depends on what Bitcoin does this month. I think we can still go down to high 80k, low 90k. Yeah, I mean, again, if you think about typical corrections, 30% corrections, then 88k Bitcoin is also on the cards. So anything below 98k, I'll start de-risking. If we go to 88k and we start seeing some strength from then, and we go up to, let's just say, 95k from then, I'll then probably start maybe go back in a little bit again just before that. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, talk about Kamala Harris there, fair enough. I won't get into the political politics though, because that is past my area expertise. I say expertise, what I can talk about. But that being said, family, that does conclude today's crypto live stream. Apologies for the bit of a weird setup. If anything was laggy, it should not be that case tomorrow when I'm on my usual setup. But if you enjoyed the content, despite the snoring dog, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. Check out more insights through the VIP and the Discord server as well. Mr. Marsh, you are late as anything, but welcome back, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well. Yeah, if you want to understand more, we'll talk about in the stream, check out the video I put on my channel already. The long and short of it, downside is still possible, but we're not over just yet. Find out more on the VIP, check out the free Discord server as well. What's coming in crypto, what's coming to crypto will be staggering. We will recognize the financial system in the coming years 100%. 100%. We are still fundamentally early, to say the least. But that being said, family, have a great day, good evening, good night. Don't be emotional, be logical. We'll talk more tomorrow, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.